Alright guys, welcome back. Pretty much the same thing that we were going over earlier, but I did promise you guys that I was going to shoot another video tonight to keep you guys updated. So even though everything's pretty much the same, we covered everything like I told you guys. We always cover everything. I'm going to kid you guys with this stream just because I told you I would, and I don't want to disappoint, and I like keeping my word. So let's see, BTC coming in. Chart's looking real hot. Lots of stuff going on. This on doesn't have enough liquidity to look at. We're gonna go to Coinbase just real quick. Skirt over there. Beautiful. We're finding some good. We're finding some good support right here. Again, we're holding these levels. It's looking good. This could potentially be a double bottom idea right here. You really wouldn't want to take like a double bottom right here because the price action doesn't really come in from the bottom right here. The price action clearly comes in from the bottom. This could be, and again, this content's for everybody, so you might be able to see it, but just so everybody's in agreement, this is one bottom right here. This is another bottom right here, and then potentially the neckline would be right here, but then we would also want to break this as a higher high, but this wouldn't be the neckline. Alright, let's change the color on this because, yeah, we need something like dope, like maybe not that, like pink. Yeah, that looks cool. Alright, so yeah, we got that. Perfect. So that's a double bottom idea, potentially. If we hold support, looks pretty good. Looks like we're at that major fib level. Market cipher looking like a straight, looking good, looking good. Everything's looking good with market cipher. It's on the 30-minute. Take a quick look at the 4-hour, just glance her. She's looking good. Constantly lower lows. Price action's holding. We talked about that, that's good. We'll see what happens if it doesn't, but we can't really have that discussion until then, so I'm not really liking the ETH charts as much as I hate to say it. So we're going to take this old double bottom idea, which probably played out on a different time frame. So there's a lot going on right here. Essentially, this is a bearish candlestick. If this prints, like, it's not entirely bearish engulfing, but it's enough to be decent. This is essentially just a doji. This is essentially a doji, and this is essentially a doji. If the support can hold, that's good. Here's the problem I have with Ethereum right now. Let's go to the daily. You have a potential. Oh shoot! It closed. You have a bearish engulfing candlestick right here on this daily, so that's pretty significant. So we could see the price action come down, potentially test this level. We want to see support there. If not, we want to see support right here. If not, right here. But usually the way that these tend to play out is because you had this bearish engulfing right here. They tend to slowly play out. It looks like it might have already potentially. It's hard to call, but usually on the daily, like, they slowly start to play in this move. It doesn't happen dramatically. So that's something we can see. We've already found support and we're already holding it, so that's good. And the second that this price action breaks above this level right here, that's going to be extremely bullish. But we're just looking at those support levels. Right now they're holding again, which is good. We can take a look at some other charts, but that pretty much tells most of the story. So what are we on right now? We're on Kraken. We can go to Coinbase. That's crazy. Fell out of this ascending channel right here, which was absolutely massive. It goes back a while on this uptrend. We could possibly do another ascending channel, fib channel right here. It doesn't look entirely accurate, but that's just because we're on the daily. It looks really good on lower time frames. And then it's holding support. It's crazy it found support right there. And it's back in this channel, which is all we really need to know. So we're going to take a look at Bybit's chart. So we got Bybit right here. Let's see. I'm going to pull in a little bit. Oh, it finds support perfectly at that purple line, it looks like. Yeah, found support nearly perfectly at that purple line. Could have been a moving average, but it looks good. Again, that's the level we're looking at right here. We're above it. It's looking good. It's looking bullish. We're just kind of closing down. Like I said, the 1 hour is going to give us the potential to slowly move down possibly, and that does tend to play out slowly over time. So we'll see. And you can clearly see that right there. So that's ETH. That's pretty much all the charts with ETH. Taking a look at ADA real quick. USD. Oh, that's USDT. That's fine. Just not a lot of people trade off of it. So I'm going to go USD right there. ADA is still really bullish, and it's actually more bullish. This actually looks bearish, but this is actually a hammer stick formation. Not textbook, but nearly entirely textbook, just about textbook. You have this ginormous wick, and then the price action shoots back up, showing a lot of buying incentive, on top of the fact that we have to move it up to here. On top of the fact that it found support at this low moving average. So this moving average that it perfectly found support at is the 5 MA. So the 5 MA is an extremely low moving average. So it basically found support at the smallest, like lowest, like closest moving average, which was huge. Very bullish, find support, wicked back up. Didn't even give it chance to touch the fib, even the top of this golden pocket. Very bullish. It's technically found support right here. If we get a close anywhere in this level, like anywhere remotely close to this level or above, astronomically bullish. It is just looking so bullish. Like, I don't even want to touch it. It's too bullish. So let's take a look at the fib levels real quick. And then it looks like it pumped enough today to negate any ideas of divergence, on like bearish divergence for like the MACD. This momentum wave looks definitely, watch my, if you look at the top right here and then you move it over, essentially this top is higher. So this is very bullish on the momentum waves. Lots of really good momentum. Money's flowing in. It looks like it just peaked off right here, so we want to see a little bit of a peak up on these green money momentum oscillators. This yellow's looking good. It's looking pretty decent on the 1 day for sure. Nothing really to complain about. Link, see if it retested and broke through that level that we were looking at for a while. So it looks like it's just trying to retest that area again. Like, that's obviously the most important area that we're looking at right now. Hits this area, gets rejected off of here, does a doji, doesn't hit the resistance again, gets rejected. And then it looks like because we got a little wick right here, we could potentially break through. We'll see what happens. But yeah, that's the area that we're looking at, obviously, for right now with Link. We're going to go over Uni real quick, USD. Perfectly fine support right there, perfect right there. And it looks like it's just bouncing, consolidating, nothing too crazy. A little bit of a bullishness on the 1 day. And what I like about this a lot, we're going to zoom back in here, is you notice this white right here. We really have to zoom in. Now it is clipping a little bit, which I don't like, and it is trending downwards, but essentially this is essentially the bottom, and it's looking decent. It's looking decent. Like, it's like this could potentially be the bottom. I just want to see more white right here. I don't like that it's clipping. It's on the daily. It'll take some time. If we get any sort of movement and we potentially break above some levels, that would be extremely good for Uni, to get that yellow coming, or that white coming in a lot stronger to incentivize a dip. And it is on the daily, so it's looking good. It's looking healthy. We're right below all-time highs. Everything looks good on that. Polkadot looks good. Just very bullish, very bullish. Clearly very strong uptrend. Like I said, I want to see like a back test. Like I want to see at least the price action come down to right here, then quickly wick above it. That's not the case. And the bottom is looking less and less certain. So right here, clearly certain that we're not bottoming, and then we're kind of just, you know, potential bottom, potentially, or potential top, I mean, potentially, with, you know, the fatter the white, the better, as far as like it not peaking. RSI is looking good, but it looks like we might be moving to either a consolidation point right here based off this RSI, or potentially coming down. Just not good overall on that aspect. Like we have a little bit more room to run according to RSI. Again, like you have this massive VPR support right here, especially on the daily. Like I said, what I'd like to see is at least it come down to right here and then head higher, or at least come down to here and then head higher. That's what I want to see. That's DOT. Gonna look at, we already looked at Cardano, DOT, Link, ADA, or yeah. What else is there that we are like? I think that's pretty much all of them. And then we gotta look at BTC.D. Look how perfect. So it taps this area right here. It taps this area as resistance. It literally confirms this area as resistance and moves down. Extremely bearish. Again, like what we were talking about earlier, I just want to see a break potentially of this level right here for sure, but it's looking pretty decent. It's looking pretty decent. You got this, it's not a double top like we talked about, but if we break this, that would be absolutely huge. And then this is like, I would definitely be down to talk about altcoin season guaranteed once this breaks. So these are just kind of levels that we're looking at. So it looks like we're looking at this kind of level. We're looking at this level. On the daily, it's talking about like right here as potential resistance, possible support. And I think that's because of the previous price action. So it'll be interesting to see how this interacts, because this is absolutely massive. So we have this massive downtrend that we've been in. So we'll see. This is very important to be looking at these levels right here. We haven't really got to them yet. Before, you have this idea of resistance, resistance, resistance. Price action comes out, finds support on this previous resistance. So it's resistance, flip support. So we're really looking for all these major levels that I have right here. From right here, which would be huge if we break this white line, and then all the way down to here essentially. And if we can break this, oh my gosh, would that be altcoin season potentially. But it's going to be definitely difficult. And so we're going to be looking at these different resistance levels, which are huge, once we get there. But yeah, these are kind of the levels I'm looking for, and then kind of just riding the pocket like this is essentially what I would be looking for in an alt season, while I'm either computer straight froze on me. Dang, I might have to end the stream if it's gonna straight freeze. Let me check it on my phone. But yeah, those pockets would be where I would be like, you know, confident in my trades more so than anything. And then yeah, those pockets would be where I would be like, damn, just log off and back on, bro. I mean, Algram. LO. You want Algorand? Yeah, I could do Algorand. What's it? Algo is supposed to be the ticker symbol. I had Algo for a minute. I think I sold my Algo. I'm not sure. Let's see. But it was definitely the move for a hot second. Let me see my Coinbase account, see if I still have some Algo. Coinbase went down earlier. I don't know if you saw that. Is it still down? For me, Coinbase is literally still down. It's crazy. Do I still have Algo? I'm not sure. I'll look at it for you though. Ask me any other questions if you have. What's the ticker? I don't even think it'll pull it up because Coinbase is down. Where is it? Ticker symbol. What's the ticker symbol? It should be ALGO, right? Not here, my religion. Earn 6%. I like to stake it on. Yeah, so I'm in Chicago. You like Zilliqa? Little shard guy. Yeah, I mean, sharding's cool. But if you're on Coinbase, you can't get Zilliqa. You probably use like Binance or something. Oh, this is on indicators. What's the ticker symbol for Algorand? It's like this, right? Yeah. There you go. I got you. Alright, so let's go to work on this puppy. And then put in other things if you're... And then I know the ticker symbol for Zilliqa is ZIL. Z-I-L. Yeah, I had ZIL for a hot second. I actually stake my ZIL. I would recommend staking ZIL. You're going to get a lot more than 6%, I believe, on staking rewards on ZIL. But like, I got ADA.io and I stake my ADA and earn 26%. I don't know if you're like newer to crypto, but like definitely look into something like Blockstack or something, because you'll get way better returns. 6%'s like for Coinbase. Like I sold my Cosmos at one time and put it into Zilliqa, or not Zilliqa, Algorand, and it merked. I think I just swapped it for ETH though. All right, let's take a look at this puppy. So it looks like we got some trend lines to start out with. I like this. It's on the daily. She looking cute. See how she works. So you're going right here. I like the momentum waves on that. We'll get into that in a second. Cash flow looking good. Money momentum oscillator on cash flow. So like this would just be straight noob if we touched these points. Like they don't even touch. So like that isn't even a consolidation pattern right there. We're not even gonna cap because that's just ridiculous. We're gonna go down to the lower time frame, see if we can build something. And get a measured move on this puppy. Just give me a second in the office. So potentially right there. Let's see. Oh, I don't even remember. Oh, that's a fib level. I was like, I don't even remember drawing that. Look how perfectly it hits that fib level. Boom. All right, so potentially what you're looking at is like, yeah, you got this like the code generated support right here, potential support right here. And really what you're going to want to look at is you're going to want to take off all this so you don't get confused. You want to play this game simple. You want to do some clear, clean-cut technical analysis. This is how you run this puppy. Let me break it down for you. You get your triple EMA, you get these bad boys. I got them color-coded. The lightest colors are the smallest moving averages, and the darkest colors are the highest. Obviously, this is bullish. and you just want to keep working these puppies. So go into the 1 hour. Boom, shakalaka, looks good. And then what do you see? This looked like a cross. It wasn't a cross right here. Looks good. Can we play with any of these moving averages? Let's see how she's looking. I think they're all spread. Usually you can find like a golden cross or something on some of these puppies. These things are all like crazy spread. Alright, that's on the weekly. Doesn't look like anything. 6 hour. Doesn't look like anything. Found support on this bad boy right there. Yeah, I mean, potentially there's a lot of ideas, but essentially these moving averages are going to be useless because they're all spread out because it's in a very clear defined uptrend. So essentially what you're playing out right now, as far as consolidation patterns, I looked for a second, I'm like, I can't really see anything. Like, you can't call this a double bottom, you can't call this a double top, you can't call this a head and shoulders. It's literally just an uptrend. We can try and do a few uptrend channels, but it looks like it's in a parabolic. It looks like it's going parabolic, literally. Parabolic is a trading term. It's not like cap or anything. Like, it's just a literal trading term. Parabolic move. I forget how you measure parabolic. Curve, parabolic curve. Something like this. Boom. This crap is literally parabolic. This is literally a parabolic curve. What do you got? 1, 2, 3 touch points, baby. That deserves at least 1 like. Especially because it's red. Actually, let's make it white. White's better. Alright, there we go. So it looks like you got a parabolic curve until this curve gets broken. That's just crazy. So, I mean, it clearly touches right there, right there, right there. And then you got this fib level, and then essentially, what else we got? I mean, like, you can do some clown crap. Like, you can put up, like, for example, like, you put any of this up, it's all going to be on the bottom. Like, you don't really, if you're looking for support potentially, but it's really just, the only other things we can do, well, we can do a lot of things. Let's start out with my favorite. So we're going to do fib wedge. Fib wedge is freaking dope. Don't let anybody cap you. Fib wedges are the move. So perfect. Okay, so that's an idea right there. If we move this like this, yeah, that's how we want to do it. That looks a lot better. So this, if you're not familiar, if you're not really advanced in technical analysis, because we could go over like a lot of really advanced technical analysis that you're not going to see on most channels. This is like a Fibonacci retracement. I'm going to just flip that like that. Alright, so this is a Fibonacci retracement, like this Fibonacci, which you may be familiar with, especially if I fill in the background. Usually people have it like this. And you might be familiar with this. This is called the Fibonacci retracement. What I do is I turn down the background on it so you can just see the line so you don't get confused when we pull up a bunch of other tools. But essentially what you're looking at here is essentially if the price action was to shoot back up, potentially you would have this as resistance, overhead resistance, and these would be like resistance lines. And this factors in both time and price action, whereas this just factors in the price action, the y-axis. This factors in both the y and the x-axis. Then we'll use my second favorite, which is going to be the Fibonacci speed fan, which also factors in the x and y axis, and it goes right here. Perfect. So these are two potential areas of resistance that we're looking at. Ignore this line right here. That's just where we drew it. So we're potentially looking at this if it starts to continue on its parabolic. So we're potentially looking at this parabolic curve as as potential support, and then if this breaks, then basically the parabolic runs over, and then we're potentially looking at like levels like this, like this, like this as potential support or resistance, I mean, or flipped support. And then if you want to go one step further, because I did post that this is the most underrated channel in crypto, you could go from this level right here, pull it to this level right here, and now you have a Fibonacci circle, which takes into account all the different Fibonacci levels based off of the entire price action of this movement. So it's very advanced, but essentially it also has to do with time, not only price action momentum based off of height. So it's pretty cool. And then this one we would do for Elliott wave. Elliott wave could be useful in this scenario, so I'll just give you Elliott wave for a second just to solidify. So essentially you would have like 1 impulse wave, 2 correction, 3, 4, 5, that's 1. Then you would go ABC corrective wave after 1, 2, 3. So then corrective wave 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then you would do Elliott impulse wave right here. You'd go 1, 2. That 3 is terrible, so we're gonna gotta start that over. We'll just hit this one right here as a Elliott. So if you're not familiar with Elliott wave, like that's also in crypto, like it literally just comes down to education. Like just a lot of guys in the space just don't have the background. So this looks like a massive right here. This looks like the start to a 1. We're going to go off of that because this looks really good. So you're going to hit this one right here. This is a 1 impulse wave. Then after an impulse wave, you have a correction wave. Then this is obviously an impulse wave. Then correction wave potentially to here. And then this would be 5. So, and then essentially what you would do is the pump starts right here. So what you would do is you would use your Fibonacci time zone. Like these tools are obviously here for a reason. Like again, just a lot of traders don't know how to use them. And then you would go through the duration of your move. So like right here, and then essentially we would hit this level at exactly this price act, or at this exact time potentially between this time frame right here, potentially drop down on this level, hit this time frame, move back up at this level right here, and then potentially hit a fib extension, which would be right here. So those are just some ideas to start out with. It's on the 6 hour. Yeah, I think we covered it pretty decently. And then you wanted Zilliqa too? The little sharding platform. This is the most technical stream. Yeah, bro, I used to just read so many books on technical analysis, and like I took a lot of courses, and like I've already traded like a lot, all profitable. We're in a profitable trade right now on the channel for Ethereum. We're just holding right now. Just bought 5K on hold of Zilliqa. I mean, Zilliqa is good. Like it's a sharding software, but like ETH's trying to shard. Like there's a bunch of people that are on the come up for that, but Zilliqa is still respected. Just bought 5K of them. You can buy XRP, ADA, and ZIL on Uphold. Nice, nice. Big fan of XRP on this channel, like, or not XRP, Cardano. XRP, really high risk, really high reward if it does play out their goal. We'll see. I'm not really touching it right now, just not worth the risk to me. Yeah, I just got into crypto this year. My buddy's been telling me to buy and accumulate XRP for years, but instead started out with Graph. I mean, like, right now, my move is Ethereum for sure, for sure. If I could like it more than once, I would. Sub, bro. Thank you. I appreciate it. Damn, cool stuff, mate. Where did you learn all the advanced TA stuff? So yeah, the really advanced stuff, you're gonna have to get like one of the books I read was Fibonacci. Like, and it was an entire book on just Fibonacci. So you just have to like look for like they'll say like advanced on it, like advanced candlestick patterns, advanced Fibonacci, like, and just books like that. Like, you just gotta read them, and like that's really the best thing I can do. Like, to no cap you, just get a bunch of really good TA books. I know you don't want to shill. Yeah, I don't want to shill anything, but like I have no problem. Like, I literally, like, one of the books was called like Fibonacci, something like that, and it was a TA book all about Fibonacci. This is the most technical. Yeah, I love the comments. I accumulated it because it seemed useful and cheap. As far as like what seems useful, like XRP or Cardano or Zilliqa. So I guess so like how Zilliqa works is it uses sharding technology, so it breaks up the blockchains into different shards. It makes the blockchain smaller into shards, and so it's easier to use on the network. It's more I don't want to use the word flexible, but it breaks up the transactions into shards, and so it's faster. It's a lot faster transactions. A lot of chains are trying to do stuff like that. I think there's one called like, it's not called Atom. It's called something like Atom, but it's not. I'm not talking about Cosmos and the ticker symbol for it. It's something else that's similar to that. And then it kind of reminds me of like HBAR, like I was talking about before. Bar hash graph or whatever. That one's a really quick cryptocurrency too. But yeah, everybody's really big on like speed and sharding, specifically technology, and Zilliqa just has. And then I forget what the Zilliqa staking thing is that I use, but it's pretty decent to stake Zilliqa. I think we drew this on the 4-hour. I'm going to redraw it on the 4-hour. This is like a perfect downtrend, has 4 touch points, or 3 touch points. So if you ever look at like technical analysis and you're like, how do they get those consolidation patterns? If you read any textbook, they're going to say you want 1, 2, 3 touch points at least. This one has 4, so it just makes it more valid. And so this is clearly the downtrending resistance. And then I just didn't draw a bottom line because I don't really have any touch points, and you can't just make stuff up. But it looks like this right here that we didn't have before is going to make our consolidation pattern. So if we go to this trend line right here, I just see some people like in different TA groups, like they'll literally just randomly draw triangles, and that's not how it works. It doesn't look like they touch. And then yeah, you definitely don't want to force them to touch. Oh, I guess let's take a look at it. Shrink the line. Is it valid? It looks decently valid. Again, you don't want to make them force touch, but it looks like at the very least it's like, you wouldn't want to make it something like this. But I'll see people like they'll literally just do something like this. They'll look at the downtrend and then they'll just be like, And perfect. It's like, what are you doing? So anyways, I like to go over the TA, but I also like to go over like why it's applied, and then also how it's applied, like the actual fundamentals behind how we set things up. And then it looks like we got a pump right here. We got a nice pump right here, and then a dump. So you can put a fib on top. So we'll do another fib. Like I said, you can draw as many fibs as you want from swing low to swing high. It just comes down to relevancy, like I always talk about. So, for example, this one right here, and then we're going to go from the pump. So this pump all the way up to this swing high right here, and then this gives us all our levels. And because this chart isn't terribly cluttered, I can turn this up a little bit and it shouldn't be too confusing. And this is our golden pocket area. These are our different fib levels. I can draw, like, I can take this swing high right here and measure to this swing low, and it would still also be a valid Fibonacci retracement. The more macro the time frame, the more relevancy it has. Just like this is a bearish engulfing candlestick formation if this closes, but it's not going to have the relevancy that it would have if this was on the daily, because this is just on the 4 hours. So just like everything with technical analysis, it's all can be applied both macro and micro, but on the more macro charts, it's going to be more relevant. So if we look at anything on the daily, it's going to be more relevant than anything on the 4 hour. So I'm saying just take this. The reason I say that is just take this fib level with a grain of salt. Like, it could have relevancy, but it's more so just like for the short term. All right. And then let's see what else we're looking at. Ask me, like, if you have any. Do you want to go over Zilliqa? I can go over Zilliqa real quick. So this is like the idea of a shooting star, but it's not followed. Like, it's not set up right. You would want a shooting star like this, and then you'd want the price action to continue down, which isn't the case. And then you'd want this a little bit smaller. This, to me, more than anything, actually shows buying pressure as opposed to selling pressure. It shows that there's the potential for it to go up this high without any resistance. So like I said, it's like, oh, this potentially looks like a cup and handle. So there should be the patterns. These are really advanced. We'll get into these later. Should be able to draw the cup and handle. I forget exactly where it is. These are heads. It's fine. I can probably draw with a curve. If not, I can just draw with a paintbrush. It doesn't have to be like... Dang, that looks good. Oh, baby. Did we get touch points on that? That looks gorgeous. Alright, let's just line her up, see how she's doing. I can't believe we got touch points on that. Like, oh, I don't think we can do that. I think this will work, though, it looks like. And then right there. Okay, so we got one. Oh, no way. We got 1, 2, 3. At least 3, and then this looks like it lines up perfectly. So anyways, those 3 touch points validate this trend line, which is essentially it's just a curved trend line. And so this is the cup formation right here, and then I'll use this, and we'll make it white. And then it comes down a little bit like this, and essentially this is a cup and handle formation. And what you would do is you'd measure the price action like this.
to right here. This would be more conservative. I would more so prefer to measure it like this. And then again, the like extremely conservative because you would go from the candle body. So yeah. Or potentially like this. And so we just figured out this would be like less conservative, but this would be like the measured move for it. So we basically figured out this wick. You know, why is there just massive wick right here? Well, because there's a cup and handles formation, obviously right here. Cup, handle, and then clearly finds support, breaks neckline, and then wicks up to that level right there. Price action's just interacting. You know, it's not bullish, it's not bearish. And the reason I say that is because it goes up, but it doesn't hold. So, like, it has the potential, like I said, that bullish, like, I don't see this shooting star, and it's not a shooting star, but I don't see this shooting star type candle as bearish. I see it as more so just, like, showing future buying momentum. Because it has the potential to go up here, no problem. But then the fact that it does go down shows that it's not really bullish or bearish. It's just kind of like really neutral, and probably most likely based off of this right here, low, higher low, higher high, and this set a higher high. It just looks like it's in a mini uptrend right here. Breaks through this, goes up higher. So it's looking decent. It would have been nice if we would have got this before the pump. I mean, so to me, more than anything, it's not like the pattern's like extremely bullish or anything. To me, more than anything, it's just like, do you want the coin or do you not want the coin? For me personally, I just don't want the coin. I would rather accumulate other things like we talk about on this channel, but I'm very conservative. If you'd like to cover Zoe, sure. I was curious on how you use case. So yeah, I mean that's the use case. Yeah, that's the main thing it has going for it is sharding. Cup and handle is good. I've learned that much so far. Yeah, so there's like cup and handles, head and shoulders, double tops, double bottoms. Then you get into the more advanced patterns like butterfly patterns, bat patterns. And those can be extremely complex. Then you learn Elliott wave. Cycle lines are extremely complex. Those have to do with MACD. And then there's obviously the fib levels, which is dope, that we work on. And then trend lines, and then support and resistance. Those are kind of some of the basics for TA. But I go over all of it on the channel. So finally, I haven't seen this thing in forever. We actually measured this move. This was a falling wedge right here. Measure the neckline, pumped up perfectly to our measured target. I don't know why that's there. But I don't know if there's too much more to cover. I think we're pretty much it. So if you have like a altcoin that you want to talk about or something, or if there's another coin, anybody that's interested, just let me know. But yeah, we're looking at these levels right here, and then we're looking at this fib level right here, which is a part of our trading channel. And then on ETH, yeah, it looks like it could be good. We could potentially move down because of that bearish candlestick close on the daily. That's something we just got to look out for. We're looking for these, seeing if they hold support. It's going to be good if they hold support because they're both above their Fibonacci retracement levels on their golden pocket. Everything looks good. They're consolidating, but they're holding their support, so it just looks good. Hey, thanks a lot for your work. It's good to see you working. Swissbog. Swissbog, do you watch that Martini guy? So or Umbrella. I like all of them. Um, so Polka Starter, it comes from the Dot network, and it was extremely promising. It was basically like a trend. So to answer that, like Polka Starter, what are some other big ones? Polka Starter. There's a lot of them built on the Dot network, and everybody was extremely bullish on the Dot network. Things being built on Polkadot. Polka Starter. I can't believe I can't think of any but of them right now. But that was more of a trend, and it's a good trend. And obviously, uh, Polkadot's obviously underrated, new, has a great team. So everything being built on top of that is obviously really good. Reef, they just started talking about Bondly, Graph, Swissbog, and Umbrella. I mean, I would prefer to look at the charts on them specifically. They're all good projects. It's just yeah. I mean, they're all good. They all have like sound. Like they're all newer projects. I've been in the space for a while, and these are all. I think Swissbog is a little bit older, if not the oldest out of all of these. It's just crazy how like I would say either Umbrella or Reef, but like at the same time, like they're so new that like it really comes down to a lot of things, but really what it comes down to the most is going to be like your belief in it's going to be like, and I don't mean this in like a stupid way. I mean this like as like the absolute fact. I mean this is like what you see as the most use case out of them, because these are newer projects, so they don't have a lot of, and I was talking about this before, they don't have a lot of graph development. And you never want to marry your bags, especially when it's something more speculative like these new startups. They're doing really good, they have really good use cases, but um, it's like you don't want to like fall in love with one, but you don't want to be left holding a bag that's like not useful. So what I'm saying is that there's like what I would like to do, because they're all useful, is it's like they're all useful, so why don't we just acquire the one at the best price with the most potential? But because the graphs are so new, you can't really technically do technical analysis on it like legitly. Like you can, but it's in price discovery mode. And so it's not like proper technical analysis to do that. And so it really, like I said before, coming back to my point, you look at the projects, you look at the potential for them, and you figure out to yourself which one has the best fundamentals to you. And it just really comes down to personal preference. Yeah, I mean, they're all good projects. They're all good projects. I would say Swissbog probably has the least potential out of all of them. It's already pumped pretty decently this year. And they're not necessarily a cryptocurrency more than they are a company. That I believe they're a decentralized DEX, or I know you can buy things on Swissbog. So it just doesn't have the potential as something that's more like a cryptocurrency, like if that makes sense. Like I see Swissbog as more like a decentralized DEX, or like crypto.com coin, or like Binance coin, or something like that. And then like I said, Polka Starter, if you would have talked to me like maybe 2 months ago, I would have told you Polka Starter for sure, just because like that was the move. Or maybe 2 or 4 months ago, like everybody in the space knew that was the move. But now, I mean, Reef's good. Graph has potential. It just pumped. So, I mean, it just pumped 50% the other day. Bondly, I mean, like I said, they're all decent projects. If I had to choose, I'd probably go Umbrella or Reef. But Poker Starter's not bad. Graph could pump more. Swissbog could pump more, but those two look like they're pretty pumped. And then Bondly, again, they're solid. Just whatever you think on the fundamental side is probably what I would say for sure. So I would look at the fundamentals, and I would look at the tokenomics, and I would go from there. But as far as like speculative coins like that, those are definitely like your head's in the right space. It looks like we have a doji right here on the 4 hour, just some indecision, and then it looks like it's going to inevitably break this apex, just a massive amount of consolidation. Textbook, you usually see this consolidation pattern right here, this symmetrical triangle. You usually see a breakout 70% way of the apex, so the fact that it's writing it all the way to the entire apex just means massive consolidation. And then this is going to be huge. I mean, technically, you would never trade this based off of, and I'll show you how to set up a trade on a symmetrical triangle like this using risk to reward scenarios. So you would measure the move, like potentially it starts right here. So you would measure from right here to right here. And then if it was to, let's say, breakdown, just so we can be conservative. But you would trade it either way. You wouldn't like guess. You would watch for what it breaks out, and then you would check for the breakout on the 1 hour, confirmation close with the candlestick, and then confirm with the volume. So you'd put your price, you'd put your position in right here. This looks like a 12% move. A little 11, and then I would just put my stop loss right here. Right, textbook, what you would do for textbook is you would put it right above this area right here. I mean, you could do a 3-to-1 risk reward ratio and easily get away with this and still have it be textbook. And I actually wouldn't mind having that buffer right there. Because yeah, if it hits these levels and breaks it, obviously the trade's over. Something like that, and then obviously if it broke to the upside, you would do the same thing. You'd put your stop loss on this part, and then your take profits over here. Just cost-based average out of the trade. Obviously, I'd take profits right here. Obviously, I'd take small profits right here. Just things like that. But that's all I can really say is like show you like what I would do if I was trading it. And but to only trade this, I would have to see a confirmation candlestick close, and I would have to see volume on the charts, which I think we have volume turned off on right now, which volume is my favorite indicator. Yeah, so we're obviously trending right now on volume. We'd want to break that downtrend. Yeah. Check it out. Forget the ticker symbol on it. Swissbog. Swiss. Let's see. I got CoinGecko right here. Okay. CH. Okay, and then I'm guessing KuCoin is probably going to have the most liquidity, and we're going to want to go, oh wow, you can only trade it based off of, so I guess we're going to have to go for this one because I always do US dollar, unless you want, in fact, it was supposed to break out yesterday but got stopped due to the, okay. Oh, there's some nice consolidation patterns it looks like on these charts. Let's take a look. Price action does come down to potentially a double bottom right here. And then this looks like definitely some consolidation that we're going to have to look at. Yeah, that's not gonna work. I always like to start outwards because if there are touch points on these outward moves right here, it's no matter what gonna have to break that consolidation before finalizing the move, even if there is a short breakout. So um, it this is decent right here, but it's a little bit. Is this line thin? Yeah, it's not perfect. And with something like this, I think we could definitely do better. It looks decent. I think we can do better. Like that third touch point was just looking a little off. Oh, is that it? I think we got it. Oh yeah, we definitely got it. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Alright. And then we just gotta draw the top line. There's two different ways we can do it. I'm gonna see if this way works better. So you'd start like this. Dang, that looks really good right there, but it's not a 3 touch. There's just so much consolidation with this, like, let's see, so that's 1. Does that count? Can we do better? Oh, is that 3 right there? 1, 2. Is there another one up top? 3? Oh, nice. So we potentially already have a breakout, literally just a consolidation inside of already a breakout. So we'll get the measured move on it, and then what you would want to see, because this is on the 4 hour, what you would want to see is more volume, and you would want to see what looks to start to be a uptrend hold. So you would put this measured move right at the breakout right here. Potentially we have a measured move right here at 1.1 potentially. And then what I would do is, this isn't like what I would trade, but this is what I would do to look at the and according to like different textbooks, you could definitely do this. You have these two touch points right here. So this one right here and this one right here, and then this one right here, and then this one right here, and then this one right here. And you always want to put them on like the most outside trend line, so you can see if your mini consolidation pattern breaks. But it is just dojied up almost, right? Yeah, that looks pretty doji to me. So just massive consolidation. So yeah, you definitely need to see volume in this thing. That's your main indicator that you want to look for on this chart. If volume breaks, we could potentially break this and break this. Now I wouldn't put a measured move obviously for this. This is just more so monitoring this consolidation pattern to see if it breaks out of it. But yeah, definitely don't trade this. It doesn't have 3 touch points. And then you'd hit it with a fib level. So obviously it looks like right here, or yeah, we're gonna hit it right there. So you'd hit this fib like this. You would hit all-time high right here, and then perfect. and it looks like it did break above this golden Fibonacci, and it hit it as support. So I do like the TA behind this a lot. So there is really good TA behind this, like I think you were trying to say. Um, you have this consolidation pattern right here. You have a breakout of the consolidation pattern. You're above the Fibonacci level on the 0.618 level, and you hit it right here, tested it as support, bounced back up, tested it as a bullish retest, and then you're essentially just consolidating right here. So we just want to see volume, and then we just want to see this uptrend continuation, and it looks good. Then potentially you would draw like another trend line as an uptrend. Make sure that upward trend line doesn't break. Make sure you don't come below this fib level. And make sure you get some volume. Or, you know, you have this idea where basically it coils up like a snake, extremely consolidates, and then explodes upwards. It's got all the right moves right now. So, yeah, I mean, it's looking decent on the charts for sure. Awesome, thanks a lot. In fact, yesterday, big green candlestick was interrupted breakout. Nah, for sure, for sure. So I think that's gonna do it for tonight. I'm just gonna give you guys a few more seconds while I like just double check on like ETH, and just ask me any questions if you have any questions, and then I'm gonna head out. If you guys have any questions, I'll just take like 2 more questions. And then we'll come on tomorrow. You know, I keep you guys updated on all the charts, and right now I got you guys updated. I got you guys knowing everything you need to know with Bitcoin dominance, Bitcoin, ETH, all the major coins. Look how perfectly it hits that level right there. So it's looking really good. Like I said, ETH's looking good. It's just consolidating. Ultra clear uptrends, just looking gorgeous. Obviously, we don't want to coil up to go down, but because we hit this area as support, and it looks like it perfectly hit this fib level right here. So it hit both these fib levels, it looks like. Perfect. And it looks like it's good to go until proven otherwise. But obviously, this is the major level that we're looking for. If it breaks, we want to see it at least hold this level, which is massive because, like I told you guys before, this is the golden pocket, and then potentially this right here is support level 1. This right here is potentially support level 2, and then after it breaks this area and comes down into this pocket right here, that's 68% below this whole swing low to swing high, and this is the area. Unless you're in extremely hyper bullish scenario with a lot of volume, like a lot of volatility, unless you're in a super high bullish environment with a lot of high volatility, this is usually once it breaks this level, it's usually in a downtrend. And then as soon as it breaks this level right here, according to the fib, it's in a downtrend. So we definitely want to hold this, not only because of that key fundamental behind the whole Fibonacci, but also we don't want to set a lower low and potentially make a double top. Okay, but it looks good right now. Like I said, we found support on it. We just want to hold support on it. That support right there. So that's like what I was saying earlier, and it's just kind of the same idea. We just have a little more information. All right. So I think that should do it for tonight. Just tune in tomorrow. We'll hook it up. I'll keep you guys updated on the markets. Just turn on notifications. I usually stream at least 2 to 3 times a day just to make sure that you're constantly updated on what you need to know for the charts, for Bitcoin, Bitcoin dominance, and then all the major alts. And then I go from there and tell you like what you need to know based off the information. So like if Bitcoin's pumping, obviously all BTC.D is most likely dropping, and I'll tell you guys to be careful on your altcoins, or I'll give you guys heads up on what you guys need to know in crypto. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good freaking stream, and everything looks really good right now in the charts. And if you have any concerns, just let me know, because like I've been in a lot of trades, I've been there, so it's like just let me know if you're trading
Tell me the position, the leverage, whatever. We'll go over it. It's fine. Not a problem at all. I'll help you out. Um, anyways, yeah. Good night. Nice to meet you. Freaking love the freaking subs. Super appreciate it.